For a while now, we've known that Belos is dealing with his own sort of magical affliction. Like Ida's curse, it has been getting progressively worse, and he can even turn into something of a beast. When we see Belos' face, he seems to have this green scar, one that seems to match the strange, blackish green sludge that we see him turn into in his monstrous moments. According to Belos, his brother was killed because of wild magic, and he seems to blame it for everything else he is experiencing as well. In the recent episode, we saw more of Philip Widdebane's past through Luce and Lilith time traveling, and it became clear that Belos was definitely Philip Widdebane, but has slowly been transforming because of this curse, which in this episode we saw seem to come from a pattern of glyphs imprinted on his body. Philip is interesting because at this point he has managed to learn about glyphs and how to combine them, but he has only ever managed to find 3 of the 4 elemental glyphs hidden around. The one glyph he doesn't have is the light glyph, which can be seen in an actual constellation in the sky that Philip would look up at every night. While it may look odd as a constellation at first, knowing that glyphs exist would make it a natural choice to test as a glyph. He has managed to make one really complex spell with the 3 glyphs he does have that somehow allows him to travel from one end of the Titan to the other. It is interesting that both the spells that allowed them to teleport across the Titan and the spell that is imprinted on Philip's body don't seem to include the light glyph. While we aren't entirely sure what the significance of the light glyph is, it is unique in not just being the first spell Luz learned, but is generally considered the first spell that any witch learns, possibly seen as the most simple one of all. Luz theorizes, however, that the spell isn't just light, but may be power itself, making it important to enhancing the magic of the other elements or other spells that witches cast within their circles. Yet Philip's cursed print seems to be devoid of the light glyph if he doesn't know it. Whatever is affecting Philip seems to be evil or dark, so the lack of a light glyph in the curse may explain that. Philip's voice changes at the end of the episode as he consumed more Palisman essence, and it seems to say that he is slowly transforming into the version of him that we know as Belos, and under the control of some outside influence like the Titan, which Belos is claimed to talk to throughout the series and his history on the show. While this could be a lie that Belos uses to keep control over the people, I think he may be honest when he says this. However, I think there is more to the story. While we can't see the complexity of the spell printed on his body, I wonder if it is the same one he used to teleport and what that would mean. The Titan is so decomposed that he appears to have been dead for a long time. However, when we see the heart at Belos' palace, it is beating. While there are gaps to the story that will need to be filled in, I think that Belos has found a spell, using a combination of glyphs, that managed to restart the Titan's heart, perhaps tying it to his own life. This awakened the Titan, but being long decomposed, he's still unable to move, and would continue to use his influence over Philip to take over the Boiling Isles and create a way to bring the Titan back to his full life. These are the Titan's plans that Belos continually alludes to in the show. This plan likely will involve magic, which is why the Coven system seems so important, as it appears to be a way of limiting the amount of magic that witches are using overall, magic that the Titan needs to restore himself, and Belos needs just to maintain his life. The big question is why this has to be done with access to the human world, as the Day of Unity seems to indicate that the Titan will merge into the human world, where magic isn't supposed to exist at all. V can exist in the human world and doesn't even seem to lose magic maintaining a disguise, but will lose magic by remaking her disguise. That being said, the Day of Unity involving the human world seems to be to create a new magic system as far as Belos claims to the Coven leader, so the rules of magic in the human world are going to change, or at least are intended to change with the Day of Unity, so who knows what exactly is going to happen. That's all I have for now, but leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe. We're covering Owl House all season long, as well as Amphibia, which is airing back to back with it, and Craig of the Creek when it starts in April. Plus, we are currently planning to do a live stream with the cast of all 3 shows, and maybe even a few creators or writers, and you won't want to miss it. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it, and I'll see you next time.